Godspeed, John Glenn. 10, 9, 8. Oh, that view is tremendous.
What are your dreams?
God, through the help of a number of people that were on my side, and coupled with the ability that I did have, I was able to emerge victorious.
What would you like to do tonight, or tomorrow, or for the rest of your life?
One, Diane, please, for me,
Long drive, right field, way back, near the wall, and there it is! Home run number 400, Carl Yastrzemski!
What if you knew you only had a year to live? What would be important to you? What would you want to accomplish?
I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Hello, I'm Philadelphia Springfield. In this video, we'll help you turn your dreams or goals into reality. Setting and achieving goals takes time and commitment. Without goals, people wander through life just waiting for things to happen. But life's not like that, you know. You must determine what you want and plan to make your dreams or goals come true.
Basically, the way this store got started was a suggestion from a friend. He pulled up in front of this shopping center as it was being built, called me on his cell phone, said, "This would be a great place for a store." And I ran up here, so I'm very close by, and we just started talking and brainstorming, and one thing led to another, and I started calling the leasing company and checking out competition, and things kind of snowballed from there. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to have my own business, especially my own gift store.
My dream is to compete for the University of Georgia on a scholarship on their gymnastics team, and I'd like to be an All-American.
Well, I started working out, actually bodybuilding, a long time ago, and I got bored with it. And I decided, well, I want to get stronger. So I joined a team, and it's a real good group of people. We all train together. We try to, we try to better ourselves. We help each other along, trying to meet our own goals. And we compete. We actually compete in regional and national meets. We have a meet that we compete in every December, and we do another one mid-year. The one in December, we're actually reigning champs for the last 4 years. So this year we're going back to try to do it again.
My goal as a dietetic student is to become a registered dietitian. The path of that would be a 4-year degree, 2-year internship. They also have programs called an AP4, which you also receive your master's at the same time you receive your internship. And those generally last from a year to 2 years.
People of all ages and all walks of life have goals, but it's important that your goals be realistic. That is, they're actually achievable for you. If the goal of a teacher, for example, is to have 100% of his students make a top score on an achievement test, then that goal is not realistic. Unless, of course, all the students are overachievers. What would be realistic is for 75% of the students to score an 80 or better on the test. Let's take a look at some examples of goals that are realistic and achievable.
My dream is to play the piano on a concert stage one day, touring different cities all over the US, maybe even the world. Is it realistic? Well, I'd like to think I'll be good enough someday. Right now, my goal is to get accepted at the university's College of Music.
Playing on my college golf team is my dream. Realistically, I'm better than the average player. I'm motivated, I'm dedicated to the sport, so I really think I have a shot at it.
Some people have big dreams, but they know it takes hard work and commitment to turn them into achievable goals.
When the concept of this store first came about, I really did think it was achievable. It was realistic. I attained some money through inheritance due to the unfortunate death of my father last year, and I was able to use my inheritance money as collateral to get the loan I needed for the store. They wanted someone with experience in this particular shopping center. I have 10 years retail experience, and they waited for me for about 3 months to make this decision. They really wanted someone different and someone with experience and knowledge in the retail industry. Things, as time went on, everything just kind of fell into place. Whenever an obstacle came up, and I would just look up and say, okay, am I really supposed to do this? And then whatever it would just fix itself. And all the little pieces just fell into place.
Right now I'm in 10th grade, so I have 2 years to go to college, and I'm at level 9, and I hope to do level 10 soon, which is one of the top levels. So for me to be on a college gymnastics team is very realistic because I'm almost there. So as long as I keep with it and stay trying and working towards my goal, I think I could very realistically be on their team.
Goals are those things you want to achieve or do, usually over some period of time. They can cover many parts of your life, such as personal or career goals.
My personal goal is to maintain an A average so I can get a golf scholarship next year. But another goal is to get hired at a local accounting firm so I can help pay some of my expenses. I do love crunching those numbers.
Where I want to end up after school and after a couple years of experience in various facilities, I'd like to work for a sports team as a sports nutritionist, a sports dietetic.
Personal goals can relate to family or social life, even getting ahead. Career goals may include getting an education or planning for a career in a specific field. Other goals are financial, spiritual, and physical.
My financial goals are to be self-supportive, of course. I want the store to make money. I want to be able to pay myself, which would be nice. I want to be the next Hallmark, basically, and I'll do everything I can to do that. But my daughter is my #1 priority, and I'm not only doing this for me, I'm doing this for her. We will both hopefully gain financial independence for the rest of our lives from this.
My physical goals are to stay free of injuries so I can participate in the next 2 meets.
My personal and spiritual goal is to play the piano and organ at my church 3 Sundays each month while attending college. This gives me a little income to help achieve my financial goal, to pay for 1/3 of my college expenses.
Financial goals can range from saving money for something specific, such as a birthday gift, a new car, a vacation, even saving for a college education. Spiritual goals are about your beliefs or the religious part of you. Physical goals often relate to your physical ability or health and well-being. As you listen to some of the examples, some of the goals were stated in measurable terms. That means you can determine if you've achieved a goal in the time set, such as losing 5 pounds in 4 weeks.
My financial goals are to be self-supportive, of course. I want the store to make money. I want to be able to pay myself, which would be nice.
My personal and spiritual goal is to play the piano and organ at my church 3 Sundays each month while attending college.
My physical goals are to stay free of injuries so I can participate in the next 2 meets.
When you state specifically what you want to accomplish and in what time frame, it sets up a way for you to measure your success. Joe wants to be free of injuries to participate in the next 2 meets. His success will be measured not by winning, but by participating in the 2 meets. Some goals are short-term and others are long-term.
I know that short-term goals can be achieved in days, weeks, or months. One of my goals is to learn this music before Thursday night choir rehearsal. I'd say that's pretty short-term.
By making small goals for myself, I can use them as stepping stones to my larger goal, which is to be a college gymnast. So by competing strong as a level 10, I can help to get my scholarship.
One of my short-term goals is just to get through Christmas. We opened on August 4th, went gangbusters through the first month, which was wonderful. Now all my Christmas merchandise is coming in. I got 70 boxes in yesterday, which are piled high in my back room, and we need to get those opened, checked in, priced, and stored until we can put them on the floor. So trying to finagle 6 bodies around 70 boxes in a small back room is kind of difficult, but getting through the holidays is definitely the short-term goal, and getting through it successfully.
After I receive my BA in dietetics and nutrition, about a year from now, I would like to receive my internship and master's degree at the same time.
My short-term goal is to improve my tee shot. But long-term goals can take months, even years to achieve. My long-term goal is to become a CPA, certified public accountant. Probably take about 5, 6 years.
Some goals aren't simply individual goals, but family or team goals.
The long-term goal for our team would be to, get stronger, to be injury-free, and to stay together.
Some long-term goals in terms of my employees involve product knowledge, getting to know the customers, greeting the customers as they come into the door. Some of them we already know by name, just or by face, and they were in last week, or hi Melissa, and that really makes it personal to them. They like that. And we had our first staff meeting last week, which was great and very upbeat and positive, and getting my staff to realize that you're not just a salesperson or a cash register person, that you're part of an entire team that makes this whole company function.
Having goals helps give our lives direction and keeps us focused. Without them, some people lose track of what's important to them and exactly what they want out of life. The goals we set are influenced by our values, those things that are important to us, and vary from one individual to another. For example, some people value family life and spending time together, while others value hard work and getting ahead in a career.
My family is really important to me. They've been very supportive of my decision to be a musician.
The most important thing in my life right now is golf. I mean, I love this game. And when I'm not playing it, I like to watch it. Whenever there's golf on TV, well, just look for me in front of the set.
Helping others is very important to me. I've always been very helpful, I believe, growing up through life. I really didn't want to sit down and do a lot of paperwork. It's just not a part of my personality. I really like people, and I'm here to help them. About a year ago, I did work at the food bank to help them create some menus for the kids. It was really nice to see that the kids were getting nutritious food and food that could be put to use, and that's what I was there for. It's just a little helping hand.
Attitudes are how we feel about something. Having a positive attitude towards achieving a goal helps make it more achievable.
Having a positive attitude is, it's so important to have a positive attitude when you're preparing for a meet, because it just mentally, when you believe you can lift the weight, you're going to lift the weight. If you believe you can't, you won't.
When you have a negative attitude during workout, it brings you down, and even if things may not be going very badly, it just makes everything seem worse. But if you have a positive attitude about everything, even if you're not having a great day, you can make it better, and by going to the next event, by having a good attitude, even if the first event didn't go so well, you can make the next event even better.
I'm a pretty upbeat person. I'm positive in the way I go about doing things. It really helps to approach something with attitude that says, yes, I can do this. So I'm very positive about preparing for a career on stage, in concert.
On the other hand, having a negative attitude can get in the way of achieving your goals. It becomes a barrier or roadblock to achievement and success. Another barrier to achieving goals is low self-confidence. If you don't have the confidence that you can do something, you probably won't do it. But if you can gain confidence by using your influence, becoming more knowledgeable, or practicing whatever it takes to reach your goal, then you're likely on track to achieving that goal. Each time you achieve a goal, you gain confidence. Another barrier to achieving goals is lack of resources, like money or skills. Change may also be a barrier to achieving goals.
There's a very big barrier that I faced in whether or not I was going to open this store, and that was making a decision to whether or not to leave my previous employment. I had made a commitment. I was happy. I was working with someone that I love dearly. And it was a really tough decision to decide, do I stay or do I go and do what I've always wanted to do? And I felt this calling me. I felt this need that wasn't being met. And ultimately, I had to make the decision for myself. And that took a lot of strength, a lot of inner strength.
The barriers we encounter in this sport are injuries and plateaus, and when you have an injury, you need to take the time off to heal. When you hit a plateau, you've got to change your training to overcome that plateau.
Well, I've broken my leg and dislocated a growth plate, and that was very hard, obviously because I was out of gym for a long time. And when I came back, I felt behind because all of my teammates had progressed while I was gone. So it was very hard for me to try and catch up and mentally to do the things that I had hurt myself by doing in the first place. But it made me more focused to try and come back with knowing how my goal to catch up with everybody and to get better in such a short time. So it helped me to progress faster.
Overcoming the barriers is key to achieving your goals. Roadblocks can keep popping up, but with persistence, you can find ways to hurdle them and move ahead to reach your goals. It does take commitment and motivation to overcome the barriers to make goals happen. Let's look at ways to do that.
I like to write down my goals. It helps me focus.
It is helpful to put your goals in writing. Just seeing the words helps to make them real. Then you can begin to focus on ways to make them happen.
I think it's very important to write down goals. You have to know what you want, and looking at them, especially me, I'm a very visual person, is going to help me achieve that. I've made a point of not only keeping the figures that we need to achieve here at the store, but at my home as well. So I'll call in if I'm not working on a particular evening and find out what we've done, and maybe reassess for the next day or the next week on what we need to do, if we need to have a sale, if we need to move furniture around, if we need to get different merchandise in different places in the store. So writing down those goals, seeing them, leads to all kinds of different things in the way you want to lead your life, your career, the store.
Keeping a progress chart helps motivate. You can track your progress to see when you have reached sub-goals. Long-term goals are accomplished with a series of short-term or sub-goals. They're like steps to achieving the long-range goal.
When I think long range for my goal as a pianist, it can be overwhelming. But if I break my long-term goal into a series of smaller goals called sub-goals, well, it helps me keep focused on the big picture. This way, I achieve several goals along the way, I have successes, and it keeps me from being frustrated.
One of my sub-goals is to improve my putting, because if I don't do that, I can kiss the college team goodbye.
Another long-term goal is to graduate in 4 years with a degree in classical music. This is also a sub-goal in my plan to become a concert pianist. My short-term goal is to get accepted for the fall term at the College of Music at our state university.
I attend high school right now. I'm in 10th grade. I am in the International Baccalaureate program, which is a program of school that's very intensive. And I'm working on, if I graduate from this program, then I'll get a full paid scholarship. So right now I'm just working on keeping my grades up so I can have a high grade point average and so I can continue to graduate from this school while still doing gymnastics.
The sub-goals I have in life right now would be the requirements that universities and colleges look at. Those being your work experience, your volunteer work, your GPA, whether it's your science or dietetic GPA.
To keep motivated, reward yourself when you accomplish your goal. Rewards are motivating and can be simple or extravagant. Money, for example, is a good way to motivate employees meeting sales goals. Other rewards include buying something new, going out to dinner, or taking time to visit a friend.
I think rewards in motivating people is extremely important. Yes, they're here to work, but motivating them to keep wanting to work and to keep wanting to sell is huge. And one of the ways I reward them is with NFL football tickets. They're club seat tickets, and they get a parking pass, and if they do a particular job or we have a contest and they win, that's what they get. They're happy as can be.
The rewards that we get in this sport are trophies, basically. My personal reward is to actually beat my own records. So if I don't place, that's fine. As long as I do my best and beat my own personal records, I'm happy.
Having a plan of action helps people achieve their goals. Let's say your goal is to save money towards college expenses by having a job after school. You want to work at the mall. First, you must fill out the application, but you keep putting it off. If you don't apply, you won't get it. Plans take action to succeed. Let's look at another example. Marta wants to be accepted into the music department at the State University. Her plans are, first, to fill out the application. Next, to get letters of recommendation from all of her teachers. And third, to make a video of her classical music program to send with her application.
I know what I have to do to get accepted. I have my application, my letters of recommendation, but if I don't get this video presentation done, there's no way I'll be considered for admission.
There were several things I needed to do in order to open this store. First of all, I needed to educate myself on what steps I needed to take. I took a small business development class at the local college, and they gave us a workbook of people we needed to contact, where we needed to go. I also did my own research and called the city, found out what I needed to do, called the state. I had to go apply for this, apply for that, open a bank account, get the loan. I had to buy a computer system. I had to buy computer software, customer tracking system, an accounting system. I had to find an accountant. So the list goes on, but all of those steps needed to take place before I could even open my doors for business.
A written plan with specific actions will help you stay focused on the end result, achieving your goals. But allow your plan to be flexible. That way, if there are changes in your life or the time frame, you simply modify the plan.
We go to each event almost every day, and before the competing season during the summer, we write down the skills that we hope we can get by the next season, and short-term goals and long-term goals, so that we have things that we want to get for this season and maybe things that we want to get for 3 seasons from now, so we can continue to work up to what we want to do. And just every day we may work on basics to help us get the harder skill, or we may just do drills so that we can get the harder skill, but we work on every event every day so that we can continue to get stronger.
Goals. Those things you want to achieve and that give your life a purpose. Let's review what we have learned.
Goals must be realistic and achievable.
We have goals for many parts of our lives: personal, career, financial, physical, and spiritual.
Goals should be measurable so we know when they're completed.
Some goals can be short-term and may be accomplished in a few hours, days, or weeks, or they can be long-term and may take years to achieve.
Sub-goals are a series of smaller goals that help us to accomplish long-term goals.
Goals are influenced by our values, those things that are important to us, and vary from one individual to another.
Having a positive attitude helps people achieve their goals.
There are some barriers to achieving goals, like having a negative attitude, low self-confidence, lack of resources, even change in your life.
Writing goals down helps make them real.
Rewards help to motivate us to achieve goals.
Having a written plan of action helps people stay focused on their goals. So, what are your dreams? What do you want to be doing 5 years from now or for the rest of your life? There's no time like the present to plan for your future success. Go for it.